I never believed in hauntings. Then one night, a police officer paused my security footage at exactly 3:17 in the morning, pointed at a pale figure standing outside my bedroom door, and asked me a question I still can't answer. If you live alone, then who is that? A few years ago, I was working for my brother's water purification company in Arizona. Nothing unusual. We installed reverse osmosis systems, replaced filters, handled regular home service calls. Most jobs were simple. Most were forgettable. This one wasn't. Late one afternoon, I got sent to an older house on the edge of town. The woman who booked the appointment sounded nervous on the phone. Not rude, not angry, just nervous. All she said was, "Please come today before dark." When I got there, the house already felt wrong. The curtains were shut tight, the front door was slightly open, and the inside was dark except for a faint glow deeper in the house. I knocked and called out, "Water service?" At first, no one answered, but then I heard voices, low voices, several of them, all speaking in some kind of slow rhythm, like they were reciting something together. I pushed the door open a little wider and looked inside. There were 4 people kneeling in the living room. Black candles were arranged in a rough circle on the floor, and in the middle of that circle was a large glass bowl filled with water. An older woman had both hands stretched over the bowl, whispering under her breath. The others had their heads lowered, and the water was moving, not shaking, not rippling, rotating slowly on its own. One of them looked up at me, and the second she did, everything stopped. The older woman turned, saw me standing there, and went completely pale. She stood up so fast she nearly knocked over one of the candles. She said, "Get out." I thought maybe I had interrupted some kind of private ceremony, so I started apologizing, but she cut me off immediately. "Leave, right now." There was real fear in her voice, not anger, not embarrassment, fear. As I backed towards the door, she looked at me with this helpless expression and said something I still hear clearly in my head. "He's already seen you." I left, and I should have forgotten about it, but whatever was happening in that house didn't stay there. That night, I heard wings outside my bedroom window. Not tapping, not scratching, wings. Heavy, slow flutters dragging against the glass, like something large was trying to hold itself there. When I looked outside, nothing was there. The next night, I felt movement under my bed, just enough to make the mattress shift beneath me. I froze. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, trying to talk myself into looking. When I finally grabbed my flashlight and aimed it under the bed, there was nothing there. By the third night, things got worse. At 3:03 in the morning, my bed jolted so hard it knocked my phone off the nightstand.
What's happening?
Before I could sit up, the foot of the bed
Get
lifted
off me.
slightly
Make it
and
stop.
dropped back down,
What do you want?
like someone underneath it had shoved upward with both hands. I turned on the light and saw my closet door hanging open, and in the far corner of the room, there was something darker than the rest of the darkness. A shape, tall, still. Then it was gone. The next morning, I called my older brother, Bob. He thought I was exhausted, maybe stressed, maybe imagining things because I wasn't sleeping. Honestly, I wanted him to be right, but the activity kept building.
What the hell is going on?
Cabinet doors were open when I got home
did
from
this?
work. The bathroom
Hello? Is
faucet
anyone
turned
here?
on by itself. My internet cut out every single night between 3 and 3:20. And almost every time I was about to fall asleep, I'd hear 3 slow knocks from somewhere inside the house. One night,
After the Wi-Fi dropped again, I called customer service. The guy on the line was helping me reset the modem when a burst of static tore through the phone. And through that static, something spoke. It was a deep, shredded voice, not male, not female, not normal. It said, "He saw us."
I yelled into the phone, asking who said that. The line disconnected. A minute later, another representative called me back. I told him someone on his end had just messed with me. He checked the recording and said there had been no voice after the static, only silence. By then, I looked terrible. I wasn't sleeping, my hands shook constantly. So that weekend, Bob came over with his wife, Cindy, to make sure I wasn't falling apart. I told him everything: the house, the candles, the water, the wings, the bed, the voice on the phone. Bob listened without interrupting. Then finally, half joking, he said, "If something's here, let it do something." 5 seconds later, the picture frame on the side table slid across the wood. Not tipped, not fell, slid. Then 3 loud bangs came from the kitchen. Cindy screamed. We ran in there, and every upper cabinet door was standing open. All of them. Bob turned and looked at me, and for the first time, I could see he believed me. The next day, he insisted we call the police. 2 officers came out that evening, Officer Ramirez and Officer Nolan. They checked the attic, the crawl space, the locks, the windows, the garage, the yard. No signs of forced entry, no hidden access points, no evidence anyone else had been in the house. Then Ramirez asked if I had cameras. I had installed a simple security system a few days earlier because I wanted proof I wasn't losing my mind. At first, the footage looked useless: static bursts, motion alerts with nothing there.
Then Ramirez opened the hallway footage from 3:17 a.m. The hallway was empty. My bedroom door was slightly open. The timestamp was normal. Everything looked still. Then something entered the frame. It was pale, human-shaped, but wrong. Too smooth, too still. Its edges shimmered like the camera couldn't fully capture it. And behind it, barely visible, was a shape that looked like folded wings. Ramirez paused the video. Nobody said a word. He zoomed in frame by frame. The figure had no clear face, just a pale blur. But where the eyes should have been were 2 dark hollows. Nolan said it could be a camera glitch. Then Ramirez played the next few seconds. The figure stopped outside my bedroom door and turned slightly toward the camera. It didn't step, it didn't shift, it just rotated, smoothly, like it wasn't touching the floor at all. Then the footage tore into static, and when it came back, the hallway was empty. Cindy started crying behind us. Ramirez kept staring at the screen. Then he looked at me and asked, "Was anyone else in the house?" I said no. He asked if the footage had been edited. I said no again. Then he looked back at the monitor and said quietly, "I don't know what that is, but it isn't human." The police copied the footage. Forensics checked it later and found no signs of tampering. Their official conclusion was simple: source anomaly, unexplained. They told me to stay somewhere else for a while, so I did. Bob paid for a hotel room that night because he didn't want me alone, and for a few hours I thought maybe distance would finally stop this thing. Then I woke up around 4 in the morning, walked into the bathroom, and found words written across the fogged mirror. "Stay where you belong." I went home the same day because that was the moment I realized the truth. This thing wasn't attached to the house, it was attached to me. A couple weeks later, Bob brought in a paranormal team. Most of the night was quiet until just after 2:40 a.m. Their laser grid warped around the outline of something invisible in the hallway.
What is that?
A pale mist
Quiet,
formed
everyone.
outside
Hold
my
position.
bedroom door, and
What is
then
that?
every battery in the room died at the exact same time. Before leaving, the lead investigator asked me one
Do you see
question.
that? It's right there.
Did you
batteries
interrupt
are
some
draining
kind
fast.
of ritual before
Oh my God,
this
the power
started?
is going out. Run!
I told him yes. He nodded once and said, "Then this may not be a haunting. It may be an attachment." The worst night came not long after that. At 3:12 a.m., the room turned ice cold. My chest felt pinned down. I couldn't move, couldn't sit up, couldn't scream. And in the corner of my room, something black pulled itself out of the darkness. It was tall enough to nearly touch the ceiling. Its body looked stretched and wrong. Its arms were too long, and its face was nothing but depth. It started moving toward my bed. Then the hallway motion lights snapped on. A white glow spread under the bedroom door. The black figure stopped. For 1 second, the room felt different. Not safe, just interrupted, like something else had arrived. Then the dark figure vanished. The next morning, I checked the hallway camera. At exactly 3:12:08, the pale figure was there again outside my bedroom door. Same blurred body, same folded wing-like shape, same impossible stillness. Bob enhanced the audio from another camera, and beneath the static, we heard 2 whispered words. "Not yours." I still live in that house, not because I'm brave, because I'm not sure leaving would matter. The activity never fully stopped. Some months are quiet, then I'll hear wings outside the window again. The hallway camera will flicker at 3:17. Cabinet doors will open on their own. And sometimes I wake up with 3
God, no.
scratches across
Not
my
here.
ribs that weren't there the night before.
Stay silent.
And every now and then,
Help me.
frame by frame, I catch that pale shape at the end of the hall. Watching. Never entering. Just watching. People would probably call it an angel. I wouldn't. There was nothing holy about it. And if you ever catch something pale and human-shaped on your security camera at the same time every night, don't rush to call it a protector, because some things don't watch over you. Some things just wait for their turn.